Hello, freak bitches.
Oh, maybe.
Like, I didn't smoke blunts until I hung out with Charlie Murphy.
Really?
Charlie used to smoke legit blunts. Like,
great.
he had his cousin Rich who would roll these legit blunts out of, like, Swisher Sweets.
Yeah.
They would take out the tobacco,
Yep.
leave, like, a little bit in, and then roll it up with weed, and then lick it down, and we would get high.
Yeah, sure. A little tobacco leaf. Yeah.
Nervous high. Terrifying high. He was one of the hardest deaths that I ever had to deal with.
Really?
Yeah, because I wish I contacted him more. I wish we got together more. But we were always on the road. You know, like that guy's a man. Like he was a real man. Like he never had any like weird shit you had to work through. He always held his mud. Like Charlie was different, man. He was like a guy who didn't come into celebrity at all until his 40s.
So he was developed.
He was a real man.
Yeah,
I
as a
love
person.
that guy. It's one of those guys like. Sometimes you get tired. You're just doing too many things, and you forget to concentrate on people that you've run into in your life. You're like, God damn, that guy was a good dude. Like Charlie Murphy was a good motherfucker. Like he had a joke on stage that talked about. He wasn't trying to, but he was like, he goes, people say to me, you know, people yell out, Charlie Murphy, Charlie Murphy. He goes, hey man, does it ever bother you? That someone just yells out Charlie Murphy every time he see you? He goes, no. He goes, because for the first time in my life, it wasn't like, hey, are you Eddie Murphy's brother?
Right.
Oh, right.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he would laugh about it on stage, like slap his knee, and like, that was real for him.
Sure.
We got to experience a guy who like went through a whole life as a grown man and was approaching middle age before fame kicked in.
It's wild, man.
And he only had like a 10, 15-year ride before he died.
Yeah.
He was a good dude, man.
The magnitude of like, you know, that show, but like particularly like 2 sketches, like that's how big an impact those 2 sketches
Yeah.
he was
sketches.
in were.
He
They
was
would just play that.
hilarious.
I remember when he started a tour, you know, when you go to the clubs,
They played it before? Oh, just that?
the teaser that he's coming
They're coming next week or 2 weeks from now?
would be just like a little bit of like the Rick James sketch or the
Dude.
Prince
Yeah, those are
sketch.
great.
And fucking all the shows would be sold out.
basketball
Like,
gets
it's
sold out.
wild, man.
You know what, man? He didn't. Man, I really feel like there's a developmental process that you could apply to like UFC fighters and even stand-up comedians. If you take a guy who's got some potential, then you make him fight Anderson Silva in his prime when he's 20 years old and he gets knocked unconscious.
Yeah.
He's never going to be the same again.
Yeah.
And I almost feel like this is the same thing with comedians. I don't care if you're 40 or 50 or 60 or 20.
Yeah.
To go on stage and eat dick is horrific.
Yeah.
And what Charlie did was he went from being a guy who was on the Chappelle Show to hosting a show with other comedians like Donnell
Yeah.
and Dave and whoever was on the show, and
Cover
like
him a
just
little.
talking a little, like, hey, what's up? And instead of just continuing to do that, he started headlining because that's where the money was.
No open mic.
No open mic. Famous.
No bringer shows.
TV
no
famous.
emceeing.
And dude, we did 22 dates together. 22 dates together, and we swapped. We went back and forth. Like he headlined one, I headlined one. He headlined one, I headlined one. And he just fucking
remember those.
dug his seat.
Who headlined the one you were on?
Well, I swapped. I did 3. I did Irvine, San Diego, and Phoenix. And so
Damn, you did
different,
3.
Yeah,
That's right.
different people on different nights. But I saw him struggle one
That
night.
must have been
and then
rough.
oh my God! And then I saw him actually do really well the next night.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if he can get on the middle spot,
Yeah.
he could do pretty good. Like,
Yeah.
He was a funny dude, but it's just not. It's not a good.
Do you remember
it's not
his-
the right place to put somebody.
His Mega Millions joke. Do you remember that he was doing that?
He had a bunch of great jokes.
Yeah, that was really.
He had a
funny,
bunch of
man.
great jokes, man. He was a funny, and off stage, maybe one of the funniest guys of all time.
Oh man, he took me to dinner.
Yeah.
On that thing, which I didn't expect, and I don't think Rich wanted me to come. And and like we went out to dinner, and
Rich
he was
Miller?
Rich
No,
Murphy, his cousin.
cousin.
But he was like what you like. That show was fresh. That was
It was
2 years,
huge.
and like he was telling stories. He
Yeah.
told the story that I texted you to ask him when you had him on. I go ask him if he
Billy Gill.
Johnny Gill.
Johnny
Fox,
Gill,
yeah.
that was a good story.
Yeah.
How about
'cause-
the fucking Mike Tyson tiger story?
yeah.
Oh, that
That's
was a
fucking-
good story.
Going
That
over to
was-
Mike Tyson's house, he had a pet tiger, and no one wanted to get out of the limousine.
Yeah.
Did you
So
ever-
crazy.
Did you ever hear the busboy story?
Which one's that?
Charlie Murphy when Eddie let him borrow clothes.
No.
Oh my God, that's so
the best
funny.
story.
That's so funny.
Can you just? I'll never do it justice, and it's so good when he tells it.
No, you gotta tell it. You gotta tell it. Because they're not gonna.
Is it available online?
So you got to find it. So
See if you can find it.
So you're never gonna be able to find it because it's in Snoop Dogg's podcast.
Oh, all right.
I bet someone's put it on YouTube.
I know Burt Kreischer did. I fucking grabbed it the day he died, and I was like, "This is one of the best stories I've ever seen."
That's right. Yeah. That's where I saw it.
Yeah, but I don't know how I put it online. But anyway, to make, he comes out of the Navy and he comes out to L.A. and then they all want to go out to a party, but all he's got is Navy clothes.
He's just out, and Eddie's the biggest fucking movie star on Earth, right? So his brother is like,
and his younger
prime
brother.
time. Eddie
His younger
Murphy.
brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his is this it? Yeah. Oh yeah,
give
this
me
is
some
me. Oh, just play this.
Give me some volume.
Days when shit was hot, when Eddie had the fly outfits, did you ever like take that nigga
Oh
outfit?
man, you know what?
And he'd be
Man,
like,
I had
nigga, take my shit off. You
Yes,
got
they
my
had
phone."
one of the most brutal experiences with outfits.
Look at that.
When I first got out the Navy, I came out to LA. My brother was huge, right? So we hanging out. He had different type of, he had show business clothing.
Mm-hmm.
He was supposed to have it on. He was a showman. Everybody knew who he was.
Mm-hmm.
So he happened to own a glitter busboy jacket.
Oh, from the boys are back in town. Them niggas.
A glitter busboy jacket. And we was going out to, I think it was Century 21 over there, that area, it was a club over there. He said, yo, man, you want to wear this jacket tonight? So the jacket was a green glitter busboy jacket. I'm trying to get I'm coming out the Navy, all I had was uniforms.
Mm-hmm.
I put the busboy jacket on, and I had my chains and all that. And then we went to the club. And I thought I was clean, and we walking through the club, and I hear everybody go, yeah, man, it's Eddie Murphy, man. So, oh, yeah, Eddie Murphy, it's Eddie Murphy. Who's that behind the nigga? Oh, that's his bro. What that nigga do? I don't know, he looked like he's a magician. That nigga looked like a magician. I was like, yo, man, the jacket started burning. When that guy said that, it felt like somebody just poured kerosene on that jacket and lit that shit up.
Dude, when he died, I used to enjoy, and I knew this via Tom, because you guys had toured with him. He was like, you don't know how funny he is. He thought he could fight Billy Gill.
No. He said that Johnny Gill
could
he goes,
fight.
we're looking at the screen, and it's Oscar De La Hoya. He's like, you think Oscar De La Hoya could fuck you up? And I was like, yeah, of course. Of course. He's like, I know, right? And I was like, yeah, man. He's a professional boxer. He would ruin your life. And he was like, Johnny Gill thinks he could fuck him up. I was like, what? And then he started to tell a story about how he was hanging out with Johnny Gill, and Johnny Gill just looked at the TV and was like, I could fuck up Oscar De La Hoya. And he was like, what are you talking about, man? Oscar De La Hoya, and the way that he's like, Oscar De La Hoya would rearrange the whole way your shit looks, man. And Johnny Gill was like, nah, he's pretty. He's like, that don't mean shit. Like, he could fucking punch a hole in your face.
Johnny Gill's also pretty.
Charlie Murphy was at dinner with Maurice Smith, who's a former UFC heavyweight champion of the world, Ivan Salivary, who's a former UFC fighter who actually had a move that we started calling the Salivary. Remember Ivan from Seattle?
Him, yeah.
Ivan had a move where it wasn't really his move, but it was a move that he was one of the first guys to tap somebody with it, where he got the triangle from the back and elevated his hips to like press down on your back. Guys were tapping out from like getting triangled from behind. Ooh. We started realizing like how dangerous that move is. So Ivan Salivary is like a time-tested warrior, right? So Maurice Smith, former UFC heavyweight champion, Ivan Salivary, Charlie Murphy is explaining why y'all niggas don't know about the Chicago Ridge Hand. And he's explaining some particular like martial arts move. It's called a Ridge Hand, and it's a strike. And I don't know what the Chicago Ridge Hand was, but Charlie was insistent that no one was trying out the Chicago Ridge Hand in MMA and that people could do it. And like they were laughing, and Charlie was like, "Nah, fuck you." He goes, "You tell me I don't hit you in the head with a Ridge Hand." And Red Band took a picture, and I put it up on my Instagram. See if you can find it. is Charlie Murphy standing up,
Giving the rich
talking to
hand?
Maurice Smith and Ivan Salivary, and they're like this, like and Charlie's got his hand up in the air. He's talking about karate chopping someone on the bridge of their nose. I'll hit you on the bridge of your nose.
So funny, man.
Dude, we were at like fancy fucking Ruth Chris Steakhouse somewhere.
Yeah.
Crying.
Yeah,
Just
he's so
crying.
He was
But Charlie
a
Murphy
natural,
was crushing.
Like that's
Natural
the
funny
thing.
guy.
I mean, like I look at him and I go, just him. How much fun would it have been the first time you were sitting on the Chappelle set, and he showed and he told that.
That's it. That's it. That's the photo. That guy in the right-hand corner is Marvin. That's Ivan Salivary, and right to his left, to Charlie Murphy's right, go farther. The black guy. That's
yeah.
Maurice Smith. That's Maurice Ford. That is the former UFC heavyweight champion of the world. That's Charlie talking about the rich hand. He's standing up. Look how wide his eyes are.
And look at-
Crazy wide eyes.
Look at the smile underneath his left arm. Look at that guy laughing.
Everybody's like, yes. Look at the teeth.
Yeah.
We were. I wish I was in this photo, but I was crying too. But I was probably under the table at this point. I was
Chicago
probably
reaching.
like
fuck
when
your
you and
whole
I
shit
did
up.
that podcast with Joey. It was like the same sort of situation.
my
I was like
God.
under the table crying at that point.
Like, I love you guys, but I got to head out.
Look, we're all gonna go. This is the point. Like Ralphie, like Charlie, like everybody, we're all gonna go. You know, the quicker you realize that, the quicker you get that in your head, the more you'll enjoy this weird time. We're in the sunshine right after the rain.
Yeah.
It doesn't last.
It's a good time to be a comic.
It's a good time to be alive. But as the human race, as a person, all of us, there's no one gets out alive. No one. The quicker we remember that, the better we'll all be. Did it not work?